That's right, welcome to another installment of Sebboy's Brawler Concepts. Today we have Brandon. Also, if you haven't seen my previous concepts, be sure to check them out in my channel. Anyways, let's start explaining Brandon. Now, Brandon, he's a mythic assassin brawler, and basically he's a chill and laid-back dude who wishes to be a drummer, but he doesn't have the money to buy a drum set, so he just goes on the street and starts drumming on, for example, trash cans, rails, whatever. But in order to get the money to buy a drum set, he actually works at Urban Park, which is basically a bowling ball alley and an indoor parkour area and also an indoor skate park. So basically he just works there as the employee, supervisor, and the guy that works at the store. Now for stats, Brandon has 7,400 HP, he has a range of 9, which is quite big for an assassin, but you will see why. He has a width of 1, this makes his radius be exactly the same as Bonnie. His movement speed is very fast, so basically the same as Max. His projectile speed is 4,000, which is basically the same as a marksman. Now, he doesn't have a reload or a supercharge that works normally, which I will explain later on. As for his hypercharge, it takes around 60 seconds to get it. And lastly, he has 2 ammo bars. Don't worry, it's not gonna be a Lily situation, I'll explain later. And by later, I actually mean now. Now, Brandon's main attack is his 2 drumsticks that he carries around to perform on the streets. So, he throws a drumstick that deals about 2,700 damage, but on impact, or when the drumstick reaches its max range, the drumstick will remain on the floor, and Brandon will have to pick it up, because that's how Brandon reloads. He basically throws his drumsticks and then he has to collect them in order to regain his ammo back. That's why he has 2 ammo bars and why he doesn't have a reload, which fits exactly with his passive ability, No Charge. So basically his ammo can only be recharged once Brandon collects his drumsticks, but also his super automatically charges once Brandon is out of ammo. This is because of how his super works, which is Drummer Bummer. Basically, Brandon will dash forwards towards the nearest drumstick and collect it, so regaining 1 ammo back. But if the second drumstick is nearby, Brandon will also dash towards it and collect both of his ammos back, basically like a Chuck super or a Fang super. Now, not only does the dash deal a total of 2,800 damage, but also knockbacks enemies. This knockback only happens once Brandon collects a drumstick. The reason for this mechanic is to hopefully avoid campers that would just wait for Brandon to dash and then burst him down. Now for gadgets. Gadgets can make or break a brawler, and starting off with Brandon's first gadget, Double Tap. Upon activation for the next 5 seconds, the drumstick will only do 1,300 damage, but they will work like boomerangs, so basically his attack becomes a Carl attack, so basically he throws and he regains his ammo back. This will be good to deal damage when you do not want to play aggro. Now, the second gadget is called Sluggish Beat. The next drumstick will slow down enemies in a 2x2 radius. So basically, once the drumstick lands on the floor, it will slow down enemies in a small radius. This will be good if you want to go aggro and use your super immediately. Now for star powers. Brandon's first star power is called Increased Rhythm. Basically, after using Drummer Bummer, aka Super, Brandon gets a 10% speed buff for 3 seconds. This will be good to hopefully relocate Brandon after he uses his Super. And lastly, the second star power, Improvised Performance. After collecting a drumstick, Brandon automatically does 1,000 770 damage in a 2x2 radius. So basically, this damage will work once Brandon collects a drumstick from the super, or even just by walking towards it and collecting it normally. This will be good to help with burst damage, because Brandon, despite being able to do amazing burst damage, he has abysmal DPS because of how his attack works. Now, his Hypercharge. Basically, Drummer Bummer now leaves a neon gas trail behind him that lasts 5 seconds and does 1250 damage over time if stepped inside, basically like the showdown gas. This also gives them a 24% speed buff, a 15% damage buff, and a 10% shield buff. Now for the potential skins, and we start off with a typical recolor called Band Member Brandon, which costs 29 gems. And then we have Sarcophagus Brandon, which would cost around 149 gems. So basically an epic skin. Here we have his pins, something I didn't actually send in the read one, but I posted as a short. But here we have the Brandon pins. And lastly, here's the current concept trios. And now it's time for the Brandon voice lines. A wooga wooga dudes. Boom sta boom sta. Tapping my feet upon this physical feat. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. I call this one forced to ball and on the skates roll. Tom tom kick to tom tom kick. Street performer, quick paced drummer. Ah, less boring than my urban park shift, hehe. Don't mind me, I'm here for the vibes. Sup dudes, ready to rock, ready to ball. Drum roll. Dude, I guess you can call this a strike. I got drumming skills to pay the bills and an actual drum set. Woohoo, dude, this is sick. I'm the pop rocker here, hehe. Drumsticks in my hand, the pins knocked down are 10. I let the drums do the talking and the singing. Dude, this rhythm rocks. Pop and rock, ball and drop. Hot pink wearing drumstick welding drumming machine. Clerk by day, pop and rock star by night. I'll let you off the hook this once. Alright dude, you have to leave. I accept rule breakers, but violence is a big mood killer, dude. Bummer, dude. Relax, chillax. Fired up? I recommend drums. I'm not a pin, dude. Don't knock me down. You're failing the vibe check. Jeez, I'm just the guy behind the counter. This does not rock. I'm on a roll, and I'm gonna show. How was that for a performance? When I'm in the stage, pumps, all drums on me, pumps, all drums on me. Pop pin, rockin', pin drop pin, I'm on the drum grind. Dude, the pizza's on me. That was a top tier performance. No tips needed, I do this for free. Thank you all for the support. Drumming king, bolded to win. Hey now, I'm a pop star. Hey now, I'm a rock star. Show's cancelled, dude. That one flopped. My bad. Well, not all of them can be strikes. Strike! I'm out. My drumstick broke. Shift's over. Popped out like a balloon. Oh, misery, failed the victory, broken hopes of glory. This is not up my alley, dude. A pin tear-away alley awaits me. This one goes out to my fans. I hear the crowd roar, beating the drums still sore. Hot pink drumstick is with chapstick. Pop rock, it's drum o'clock. Rock spirit, drum spirit, crowd cheer it, sticks beat it. Let me hear you cheer. Pins to knock down, it's alley rock town. Intense tempo, it's my memento.